What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with another Pro Cyclist episode, and we are, I think, coming off our best performances so far as a professional in the previous episode. Of course, we did grab our first win for EOLO-Kometa at Trofeo La. We had a 6th place at Strada Bianca, a top 10 as well at the GP Industria before. We couldn't really grab any type of result at Tirreno Adriatico. However, I'm very happy with our progression so far this season after starting off the season very poorly indeed. And today, some exciting races coming up. We have the Coppi at Bartoli and a very exciting edition of that race indeed. We have Ghent Wevelgem as well, our first Belgian Cobble Classic. Cannot wait for that. We could do a couple more races afterwards as well, we'll see. But first, the Coppi at Bartoli, a 5-stage race over in Italy. We have a TT there, so probably will struggle for the GC, but a hilly course definitely suits our attributes. I cannot wait for this. I remember playing this race with Uno X. It was a cracker, so hopefully the same again. And actually, Alex Aramburu is the favourite for the first stage, but our boy Albert Torres is going to try and deny him, despite potentially Benji Naesen's allegiances. We'll see. You can see our squad as well. Attia Volta probably leads the GC. So I think we'll try and do as we're told, at least in this first stage. Benji Naesen wants us to be in the sprint train, I think, for Albert Torres later on. But looking quickly to the start list, it seems that Alexei Lutsenko is the big favourite for the GC. Also here though, we do have Alessandro Ver. Interesting to see how this man gets on, because of course we went up against him and defeated him at the Baby Giro d'Italia last season, so going to be interesting to see how his young career is developing as well. Okay, we have 7.5k to go. I am positioning our boys in just a brilliant position right now. We have Torres and Albanese on our wheels. Not sure who will be sprinting in the end, but 6k to go. Let's try and stay here. So now 4k to go. We're still on the front. Albert Torres is still on our wheel. He should probably move off it though, because I don't have too much red left to help him out at all. Let's maybe get the wheel of someone else, shall we? Not quite sure how to play this. We're gonna have to sprint early, and Torres, please find another wheel, my man, because we are absolutely cooked. Let's see if he has any chance of the stage today, or Albanese. Not quite sure. Albanese coming late, but it is going to be the pre-stage favourite Alex Aramburu winning stage 1 of the Coppi at Bartoli. Our lead out not quite good enough on this occasion. So that's the first time we've been tasked with a lead out train, and I think we have some work to do anyway. Aramburu goes into the lead of the race. However, 11 points in the kitty, 151 are required to level 13. Let's try and aim for that by the end of the race. But next up is the team time trial. Again guys, I'm going to quick sim it and we're going to lose a lot of time in the GC. You know what? That's not too bad. 7th place, 31 seconds to Astana Premier Tech. But that does mean, of course, that Aramburu holds on to the lead of the race. However, here we go. The hills have arrived over the next 3 stages, and this should be the first, hopefully, of 3 really super exciting stages. We've just about made the favourites page as well. Let's go. I'm excited to see what we can do today. However, as always, on a stage that suits us, it seems, I get a -2 day. Attia Volta as well, our team leader, a -4 day. What a shocker for the team. And we've been tasked with just being a teammate. Benji Naesen, I'm going to go against your wishes today. Cruising through the stage then, but we still do have one surviving member of the breakaway. Kent Main is up the road for Quebecer, but yeah, we're still just sat in the group, and I think we'll stay here until that final climb. On a bad moment, Alessandro Ver, Adam DeVos, Kobe Gosens as well. 3 riders who potentially on their days could have challenged for the GC, particularly Alessandro Ver of Team Kolpak. He is behind. I'm sure his teammates will be waiting. But now here we go. 3.7k to go in the stage. Roman Kreuziger is on the front. Where are the favourites? Where is the race leader? Cannot see Alex Aramburu anywhere. There is Attia Volta though. Let's go up to 90. I think today we are going to just have to try and stay in contention in the GC ourselves because of our shocking race day condition. But 2k to go. Kreuziger still ramping things up for Gazprom. And there is Aramburu, 3rd wheel in that ugly leader's jersey. He is going for the line. Can Albanese follow? I certainly can't at the moment. 1k to go. Let's try and catch these guys. Albanese challenging Aramburu at the front. What an effort by Vincenzo Albanese today, and it's going to be Albanese beating Alex Aramburu. We will finish in, I think, 6th place as well, maybe losing a little time, but that is a solid performance by the team, and in particular, Albanese. What a battle there. Albanese just about outlasting Alex Aramburu. No real time gaps today until much further down, so we don't gain too much in terms of the GC. And next up we have maybe the queen stage of the race. Plenty of climbs, certainly the longest climbs of the race. I remember this stage with Dino X. It was unreal. We blew things up with Ida Anderson and we couldn't quite win the stage. Nonetheless, let's try and maybe have a similar impact on the stage ourselves today. So I'll tell you what, on a -3 day, that is going to be very, very difficult indeed. So I have decided to try and join today's breakaway. Albanese has a +5 day. We have to try and work for him later on. But first, let's try and join the break and drop back to him as a satellite rider. However, this 12 rider group could be too big for the breakaway, or sorry, the peloton to allow. Let's see, 1 minute 20 is our current lead. We're just about going to cling on, I think, over this climb. But there you go, we've done it. 11 riders are up the road. We do have 2.5 minutes, so I think we will be allowed some kind of gap on the peloton behind. And yeah, like I said, we are here purely due to our shocking race day to help Albanese, maybe a tier Volta as well. Okay, we are now approaching the major difficulty on the day, the Monte Carpena. I'm going to go with 1 minute is our lead on the peloton. If we can stay here over the top of the climb to support Albanese, it will be a successful venture into the breakaway. But yeah, that's not happened. We are 4 minutes down after the climb. Albanese is 2 minutes up the road. So yeah, we haven't quite managed to hold on, I'm afraid. Such a shame that our race day condition and probably our attributes, to be fair, have denied us an impact on today's stage, because you can see it's a cracker going on up the road. Alexei Lutsenko is attacking Albanese, still looking great behind, you can see in this group, now being chased by some Gazprom riders. So sprinting into the finish line, Albanese looking brilliant to make it 2 out of 2 versus Alex Aramburu, but I think Albanese is going to beat Aramburu for the 2nd stage in a row. What a race Vincenzo Albanese is having as the GC battle is massively whittled down here. For us sprinting into the finish line, I think we're going to be well outside the top 30. Can we beat all the guys from this group? Yes, we can, for a 40th position. So gutting we couldn't get involved there. I love this stage. It's such a fun one. Usually it ends in a really reduced sprint, and today we had 16 riders at the front. You can see them here. Volta and Albanese still in contention in the GC for us, and we have to support their chances into the final stage. And so the final stage, a hilly circuit around San Marino. This stage is another cracker. I'm praying we finally get a good race day. Away we go then. It's a +1 day, and finally some kind of race day we can somewhat work with. And as Luca falls from our team, actually, I am going to actually try and join the early breakaway, and again try and support Albanese, who has another +5 day to end this Copia Bartoli. Stage around San Marino is absolutely beautifully done, and we have a beautiful start. 3 minutes on the peloton, a 6-rider group with a couple others trying to join as well, and I'm sure this is going to put us in a great position to help Vincenzo Albanese, who apparently is not the leader. Still, we have a tier Volta on a -3 day. Naesen, I'm not sure what you're doing. Okay, then as we come towards the finishing circuit, which we will lap, I think, 6 or 7 times to finish off this copy of Bartoli. We have 27 riders in the group behind. We still have 2 minutes on that group, so I definitely think we can play a major role in helping Albanese, who surely has to be the leader over a tier Volta today. We're now approaching lapping some riders who have been dropped from the peloton. Still just 23 in that main group, absurdly selective. You can see them right here. A great tactic really would be if Albanese or Volta tried to attack up to me, but it seems Naesen doesn't quite have that in his locker. Although, saying that, maybe, just maybe, he is thinking that we could be challenging for this stage. We have 3 opponents currently left from today's breakaway, and could we maybe win this one, or would be a majestic victory in San Marino? And to be honest, I can't tell how done my comrades are up the road in the breakaway. They do have something left to maybe help us. Let's try though. 4k to go to attack. We're going to lap some riders. It's going to look very, very messy right here, but we are going to try and go solo to try and win this stage of the copy of Bartley. Do we have the energy though? I'm not too sure. However, we have opened up a 30-second gap. Alexei Lutsenko is attacking from behind. We're lapping so many riders. I wish they'd pull them out the way so we didn't have to deal with this, but let's zoom in and maybe try and come through to win the final stage of the copy of Bartley. We have 40 seconds now on the chasing peloton. We're almost done, but can we hold on? I think we're going to. It's going to be so close. 700 meters left. We have pretty much cracked. Can we hold on to the line? We are going to for a beautiful victory at the copy of Bartley. Some of these riders, it's Albanese who will finish second, or sorry, he'll finish third, just behind Valerio Conti. That was so close in the end. What a victory, my word. Oh yes, I'm so pumped with that win. Oh, it was so messy in the end with so many back markers being lapped. I wish PCM would pull them out of the way, as would happen in real life. Anyway, 6 seconds was our margin in the end. I think we left our breakaway companions at just the right time. The team's third win in a row. Albanese had 2. I got the other one in the end. Aaron Brew did win the GC. Albanese was 4th in the end though, but that doesn't matter. 3 stage wins, including 1 from ourselves. Oh, I'm so happy with that. And of course, some big points, 53, making our way not quite to level 13 just yet, hopefully very soon. But in the meantime, we are going to be heading to our first Cobble Classic in Belgium, Ghent Wevelgem, I think known as the Windy Classic. So much wind, as you can see on this parcours, and you can see it's the big guys, Stuyven, Pedersen, Askren, Colbrelli, the big powerhouses. We have Van der Poel here as well. How's he so far down on the favourites list? Anyway, it's the big powerhouses here. We have 70 flat, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Let's put it that way. Oh, yes. Away we go here in against Wevelgem. Pavel Bittner here. Cool to see him here. Of course, now riding for Deceuninck Quickstep after he was so prominent in our first season as a pro. But let's try and join the early breakaway. Would be perfect for our first Belgian Classic. And well, that was very easy indeed. 4 riders up the road, us one of them of course. Not a particularly strong group, but let's try and survive as long as possible in the crosswinds. And it really does seem that this was the correct move. You can see our teammates really struggling. Of course, none of them quite as strong as us on the cobbles. We haven't faced any of them yet, to be fair, but our energy compared to the guys in the peloton is superb. They are fighting for position back in the peloton behind. Look at the wins in this group here. Oh my word, we have literally exited the windy section and entering the Katzberg for the first time. Look at our teammates' energy. They are literally done and they haven't reached any of the climbs just yet. Literally, that is purely trying to stay in the group in the crosswinds, which Tosh van der Sande is still leading. Here we go then, coming onto the Kemmelberg, one of the most difficult sections of the race. Of course, we have 2 minutes still with our breakaway companions as the Astana rider is completely dropped out the back. Holman and Troy are clearly the strongest alongside myself from this group on the cobbles, and we're just trying to hold on to as big a lead as possible. So entering the Kemmelberg for the final time. This is the final real effort of the day. GVA falls and you can see the peloton are catching us right here. We have timed this absolutely perfectly, so hopefully we have enough energy left right now to just cling on to the wheels in this group. And it is 38 riders, still the likes of Olav Koy. I noticed we have Christophe Laporte for Jumbo Visma as well, so there are plenty of riders who can sprint in this group. Nizzolo as well is still here, so it's still going to be difficult to get a really good result, but I'm very happy with how this race is progressing. But we do need to be very careful. There are plenty of attacks taking place, which is going to really leak our yellow energy. Again, I don't really want to follow all of these, but we have to follow some and try and cover some moves. Okay, so we have 7k to go in Ghent Wevelgem. We're still at the front of the race. Not too much has happened. Let's now try and follow some moves. No one has been able to go off the front, and still that remains the case. I'd love to get in the wheel of a really good sprinter. Let's see if we can do it. 5k to go. Another attack off the front. Let's get in the wheel of Van Baarle. Okay, so Jumbo Visma have plenty of riders to the front. I've followed Tosh van der Sande. Anyway, Casper Askren is the wheel. We're going to try and follow go under the Flamme Rouge. 1k to go. Let's get the jump on these guys. Oh, Askren blocks us in a little bit. It's not going to be the best result. And Tom Pidcock is just going to be beaten. Simone Consoni is going to win the race. Christophe Laporte is second. We are going to get a top 20, I think. 17th place in the end. It could have been a little more probably, but Simone Consoni, a surprise winner. You know what? From the breakaway to finish in the top 20 of our first ever Belgian Classic, we can only be very happy. But like I said, a massive surprise to see Simone Consoni on top for Cofidis. I thought Pidcock had the win, but he just died too soon before the line. Alrighty then, we head into April. 42 points due to our upgrades with the skill points take us on to level 13, and now we have access to every single race in the world as well as getting another skill point. And looking at this, I would like to make sure we have exceptionally long fitness peaks that last up to a month potentially. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Upgrade that to level 2. I think that could be a very valuable upgrade. And with that, we arrive at the final race of today's episode, the Gran Premio Miguel Indurain. Lots of very, very good riders here. So hopefully we can compete on parkours, which definitely do suit us. And with a +1 race day here today, we are given the role of teammate actually, and I'm not quite sure who the leader is. Benji Naesen cannot decide on a leader, so I think we'll take it upon ourselves to take up that role ourselves. And kudos to the team here, we've put ourselves in a really, really strong position. 2 riders, including John Archbold on a +5 day in today's breakaway. And we are actually in a very dangerous situation because now we do have riders Hessink, Carlos Rodriguez, Camargo, also Davide Viella of Movistar up the road. Many of the main teams at this race do have a rider in the breakaway right now, so I am going to make the late decision to try and join them up the road. I hope it's not too late. And so quickly you can see the gap with so many teams represented at the head of the race. We are streaking away and maybe we could be leaving that entire group behind. We just need to catch these riders now. So I think this was definitely the correct decision. I just wish we could get to the wheels of the guys ahead of us and definitely join our teammates at the head of the race, because we now have 3 minutes on the group behind. They're not coming back, I don't think. There we go then. We have made it to the front group of 16 riders. The winner of this race, I'm pretty sure, will come from this group now. Oh my word. I do not believe what I've just seen. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. We've fallen by ourselves from the front of the race. What on earth? That puts our chances into disarray. There's no chance we can come back now with the energy we have. What a shame. That was shaping up to be such a fun race. Or is it? Because we have fought back. We are completely cooked, but we are now back with the rest of our breakaway. They were comrades, now they're enemies for sure. Can we hold on though with literally no energy? I don't think so. It's a miracle. It's an actual miracle. We have survived the hills. We're on Archbold's wheel. Let's sit up and try and recover a little bit of energy. I think we're going to have to ride for our teammates though. So we see the peloton to our right there, so far behind, but it is now time to focus on the front of the race. I think we just about have the energy to try and compete for the win today. Let's hover to the front of the group and get ready for this really difficult final test. So we come into the foot of the climb near the front of the group. Let's try and find some space. We have Carlos Rodriguez here. Let's lower the rhythm. We don't have the most yellow in the world and we can use our kick to maybe try and win it. Here we go then. Hessink, Viella, Carlos Rodriguez. They are going for victory. Let's go up to 99. Arietta is to our right, but we are coming late. We are coming late. There is Hessink. There is Rodriguez. Can we kick past them in the final kilometre? Oh my word, are we going to hold on? We are in the lead of the Miguel Indurain Classic, and I think we are going to win the race. It's an absolute miracle, but we take victory today after all the adversity somehow. What a result that is. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. What a race. Oh, we made the late decision to join the group first. Later on, we then fell. We somehow made it back on. We just about clung on to the front of the race and to take it on that final climb ahead of Hessink. Carlos Rodriguez as well. Really good young Spanish rider on home soil. Oh, I'm so happy with that victory. That was pretty special. And 33 points for our work. Benji Naesen not happy with our workload. I mean, he's ridiculous. And so looking to the calendar, that will round out today's episode. In the next one, we take on a couple of races in Spain and France. Then we head to Italy to the Tour of the Alps. Always one of my favourite stage races, so really looking forward to that one. Then we have quite a lot of time off, taking a further look forward Mont Ventoux, Occitanie. Then we go to try and win our national championships as well. And you can see we do have some big gaps coming up in our schedule, so quickly we will be flying through this season. But anyway guys, I hope you're enjoying the series as much as I am. If you are, make sure you smash that like button down below, drop sub if you're new to the channel. Plenty more exciting content coming in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.